Monsanto CEO Hugh Grant accused anti-GMO activists of being reverse elitists for insisting that there should be traditional agriculture or organic food and nothing else. Basically saying protesters aren't playing fair by stirring up opposition toward his company through social media and with the upcoming march against Monsanto.
I'm Joseph Aaron Spence, a leader of March Against Monsanto and Florida Right to Know. With March Against Monsanto, the purpose of it is to raise awareness to everybody, to let people know what's been going on, what's in their food, what are they eating. Especially in our march route, we're marching by Publix, and we're going to flyer the heck out of Publix to let people know what they just brought outside. One thing that we hope for is to first create awareness, let people know about it, and then take the energy that we have created at the march and push it into moving on forward. Genetically modified alfalfa, which the bees is the main thing that goes to alfalfa and then pollinates with it. So whenever they take the alfalfa, the genetically modified alfalfa, bring it to another plant, then that plant becomes infected with genetically modified. It's contaminated completely. Going on to the bees, they've been using a pesticide that has been the cause of killing 3/4 of the bee population in the United States. If we have no bees, we have no pollination, and it's great that they have robotic bees, but without them, it's madness, I'd say, just in my opinion.
So terrifying.
Albert Einstein, one of the smartest men in the world that we know, had said that if bees die off on the face of the planet, that humans and animals and all living things will die within 4 years. They're moving towards patenting livestock, living animals, and forest trees, to where then they own all of Mother Nature. Like Prop 37, they completely tore it down, did everything they could to get rid of it. Monsanto threatened against them that if they approved the bill, then they would sue the entire state. One of the biggest issues that there's been is if a farmer, for example, does not do any business with Monsanto, and say the wind picks up any of their seed or any of their crop and blows into theirs, that if Monsanto finds it into their seeds, which eventually it'll start growing and spreading, then Monsanto will sue the hell out of them and sue them into where they take their land, they take everything that they own, and then those farmers lose their land unless they burn their entire crop.
So it's almost like they've created a legal mesh where normal everyday occurrences like crop dust flowing into the wrong geographic region is arbitrarily illegal, and hence Monsanto is given the authority to come in and sue the hell out of people who normally wouldn't even be considered to having done anything wrong.
Yes, definitely.
And for Monsanto, an agri-giant with massive lobbying power, another victory.
Justice Clarence Thomas in the Supreme Court, who is the attorney for Monsanto for 4 straight years. And now he is the head of all government. He is the say when anything Monsanto goes into the Supreme Court, which just recently, the farmer in Indiana lost that lawsuit.
It's a Supreme Court decision with far-reaching consequences for patents, food, and farmers. The Supreme Court today ruled unanimously that an Indiana farmer violated agri-giant Monsanto's seed patent.
Then you have Michael Taylor, who led Monsanto, is now the head of FDA. So where that mixes up is you have Monsanto that creates the seed, but now he's the head of FDA, to where whenever it gets sent there to be approved for us to eat, instantly stamps it and says it's okay. So we have that happening to where the government is obviously not going to help us. The government obviously can't, because these agencies now have huge Monsanto people inside of them to have a say in what actually goes. So they have found a way to really get into both sides and really create a world that works for them and not us. But with genetically modified products inside of the grocery stores that we have, there is about 80% of all products in a grocery store are genetically modified. There's some ingredient in there which is mostly either soy or high fructose corn syrup with Kellogg's brand. they had done the test on Kellogg's, and Fruit Loops, for example, is 100% genetically modified. There's nothing natural in it at all. So whenever we go in there, we're constantly eating this stuff. It's everywhere, and it's definitely going to be a difficult process to step away from it and find out what it is that we can eat. What we have seen from the lab test with the rats that were fed genetically modified corn, their full lifespan, they ended up growing tumors and cancers. They ended up dying, infertility, sterility, and then it starts to happen to us because we're eating that every day to where it's consistent. Food allergies started to become extremely high whenever Monsanto came into play and started playing with the food. March Against Monsanto Miami is the Facebook page name. You can either Google it or look it up on Facebook. It'll be May 25th, starting at 2 p.m. is when we start marching, so recommendation is to get there an hour ahead of time by parking, to be there an hour ahead and getting prepped and ready.